In this lecture, an overview of Islamic history and an explanation of the different sects or divisions within the Islamic tradition. Muhammad was the single leader of the Ummah, of the Islamic community, and when he died there was a leadership crisis. There was a disagreement over who should be his successor. The majority of Muslims, the Sunnis, claim that Muhammad designated no successor, and because of this they used the old tribal custom of having the elders gather together and select someone of good reputation who would be the leader of the community. Sunnis also appealed to a saying of Muhammad that, quote, "My community will never agree in error," end quote. That is, the consensus of the majority is going to be guided by God and will always make the right decisions. The Shia disagree with this. The Shia claim that during his last pilgrimage to Mecca, Muhammad said, quote, "Whoever recognizes me as his master will recognize Ali as his master," end quote. Ali claimed that Muhammad had endowed him with a kind of special spiritual knowledge, so that like Muhammad, like the Prophet, Ali would have special access to God. But the majority viewed Ali as unreliable and just not a good choice to be a leader. This dispute is the origin of the important Sunni-Shia split in Islam. We'll go more into this shortly. In the rest of the segment, we'll talk about what Sunnis call the period of the rightly guided Caliphate. This is the period of the first four Caliphs, the years 632 to 661. Abu Bakr had close ties to the Prophet. He was the father of Aisha, Muhammad's favorite wife, so he was Muhammad's father-in-law. They gave him the title of Caliph, or Caliph, which means successor. He ruled for a few years. During that time he married 4 wives, and he also invaded Syria. Sunnis believe that he was the first man to swear loyalty to Muhammad, so they considered him to be primary among the companions of the Prophet. The Shia disagree. They say that Ali was the first follower. In any case, the reign of Abu Bakr is cut short. He falls ill after a cold bath and then dies. But before dying, he nominated the next caliph, Umar. Umar, who reigned for about 10 years, oversaw a rapid expansion of Islam. He waged war on the Byzantine and Persian empires, and he conquered Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. So very quickly, 3 major Christian patriarchates had fallen, namely Antioch, Jerusalem, and Alexandria. He then took parts of current-day Iraq and parts of Iran. His reign was ended when he was stabbed to death by a slave. The majority then chose Uthman, who reigned for about a dozen years. He was another son-in-law of Muhammad, and we mentioned him before because he compiled the definitive version of the Quran. His reign ended when he was assassinated by rivals. The 4th caliph then was Ali, whom the Shia tradition argues should have been the successor to Muhammad all along. We met Ali in our last lecture. This is Muhammad's freed slave, a slave inherited from his first wife Khadija, who was basically adopted by Muhammad at 5 years old. Then he became Muhammad's son-in-law by marrying his daughter Fatima, and eventually 8 other women. Traditions describe him as pious, as an effective ruler, as a poet, and as the author of the first Arabic grammar. Sunni tradition says that Ali accepted the legitimacy of the first 3 caliphs, but Shia deny this. He defeated one revolt against his rule, which was led by Aisha. That was at the Battle of the Camel. Then his legitimacy was challenged by the Muslim governor of Syria, Muawiyah. Muawiyah was a nephew of Uthman, the 3rd caliph, who had been murdered, and he thought that Ali was involved in Uthman's death. At first their armies clashed without any clear result. Then Ali agreed to arbitration. He agreed to have an outside party come in and try to judge and resolve the dispute. This caused a large portion of his followers to split off. Those are known as the Khariji, or the Kharijites, the seceders, those who broke away. They reasoned that by rebelling against Ali, the legitimate caliph, Muawiyah was an apostate, no longer a true Muslim, and that true Muslims should fight Muawiyah. But Ali declined to fight him. Therefore, they reasoned Ali is not a true Muslim and should be deposed. He successfully fought them, but ended up being assassinated by one of them. The Khariji have basically disappeared from Islamic history. However, there is a small, moderate branch of their movement called the Ibadiyya, which survives in Oman and in some parts of North and East Africa. This small group is neither Sunni nor Shia. In our next segment, the great Islamic dynastic empires.